In this video, we'll cover how to use the fume hoods, as well as how to clean a substrate with common solvents. We can then use this substrate for some kinds of photolithography. I've got a clean room wipe, some tweezers, and a wafer. But before we start, the fume hoods are switched on using the fan and lights button. The fan must be running before any chemical work can proceed. Fume hood sashes should be kept as low as possible at all times, and the fume hood should be shut down when not in use. Semiconductor substrates are often cleaned with acetone and 2-propanol. 2-propanol is another term for isopropyl or rubbing alcohol. Before any chemical work at the school, make sure you've read and understood the chemical safety data sheets and received appropriate training. If training for an existing process isn't available, you'll need to conduct a risk assessment. Acetone and 2-propanol are flammable solvents. They're irritating to the skin and can cause damage to mucous membranes like your eyes. They shouldn't be heated, and they should be kept away from any sources of ignition. They should be used in fume hoods or well-ventilated spaces. Like nearly all solvents, they are harmful to aquatic organisms and should not be allowed down the drains. Waste solvents need to be collected and disposed of as hazardous waste. Solvent waste in the cleanroom is collected into a single solvent waste stream. This includes acetone, 2-propanol, methanol, ethanol, toluene, photoresists, an SU8 developer, and some more. To wash a substrate, we take a clean dish from the rack and place the substrate in the dish. Spray the wafer with acetone, ensuring that you spray underneath and around your tweezers. Lift the substrate and spray with 2-propanol. Place the substrate on a clean tissue and dry with a nitrogen gun. Make sure your piece doesn't blow away, especially if it's small. After drying, the dish of solvent is emptied into the waste container using a funnel. We'll rinse out the dish with acetone and 2-propanol and then return it to the rack when we're done. All the dishes on the rack should be returned spotless. Solvents are good at removing oils, but many contaminants can be removed effectively using water-based detergents. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to use a bottle of detergent to wash glassware and substrates. Whenever possible, detergents should be used because they're less expensive, they're safer, they're less harmful to the environment than solvents, and in some cases they can be even more effective. We're now going to wash the wafer with a detergent solution. This piece of glassware that I've just pulled off the wall is not very clean. So I'm going to try and clean it with detergent first. I'll take a new cleanroom wipe. This is our water system. It produces deionized water, which has no ions in it. The lack of ions in water can be a problem for lots of semiconductors, so we use deionized water. There's a button on the handle to turn the water on, and sometimes a button on the machine to my right to turn the pump on to give us good water pressure. I've just sprayed the glass with the detergent, and I'm washing it with the cloth and water, just like you would dishes at home. After washing, it'll need a good rinse before we can use it. Now that my dish is clean, I'll put the wafer in the dish, put some more detergent on, add some water, and mix it around. Tweezers are really useful for rinsing. You can hold the wafer up, dump the water out, and we repeat the process. After rinsing, all the wastewater and detergent can go down the drain, and we repeat the process of drying with the nitrogen gun. When we're done with the fume hood, turn off the fan and light. After turning the fan off, it'll keep running for a while.